rink also in Europe, which is here a little bit smaller rink. And actually, we could maybe have a chat. It's pretty interesting to have a chat about this, maybe with Rob and Rick. And also, let me remind you, if you have any questions to us, you can also, and I receiving at the moment a few text message. You can do that also. Text your questions. You can ask the panel about anything about sledge hockey. Technical questions also, maybe. 604-404-PUCK. Et vous pouvez envoyer vos questions ici même à notre équipe d'analystes via message texte, messagerie texte au 604-404-PUCK 7825. PUCK, it's 7825 on your cell phone. Yeah, we're back. We're back with Rob and Rick. Guys, Rolf Peterson was talking to me about the size of the rink. Pretty interesting also to hear about him. And he was saying that it may be an advantage for the North American teams.
They talked about that a lot during the Olympics, didn't they? Where it's in Canada, the U.S. made it to the final, and so you were left to wonder if that was a big opportunity and a big, an advantage for the North American teams. But everybody has to play on the surface. And 4 years ago, the games were held in Torino, and the Canadian team found a way to win the gold medal. And so there has to be a way for the Norwegian team to find a way, Rick. If there's a way, they'll find it.
Well, it's not a good excuse, let's put it that way, because you got to skate. You have a bigger rink. I would think it would favor the better skating team. And Canada and the U.S. are very good skating teams, maybe better skating teams than the Europeans. So basically, it would favor them to be on a smaller rink if you look at it that way.
This might be a good time, Rick, to talk about the history of sledge hockey. And one of the teams on the ice here tonight wearing the yellow is Sweden, and that is the country, the nation where this sport originated.
Yeah, sledge hockey was invented at a rehabilitation center in Stockholm in the early 60s by a group of people who wanted to continue playing hockey despite their physical disabilities. They modified a metal frame sled, or sledge if you will, with two regular-sized hockey skate blades that allowed the puck to pass underneath. Using round poles with bike handles for sticks at that time, the men played without any goaltenders. The sport caught on. By 1969, Stockholm had a 5-team league that included athletes with a disability as well as able-bodied athletes. At the recreational level, anyone can play sledge hockey, disabled or able-bodied, but at the international level, however, only athletes with a disability in the lower part of their body can be classified by the IPC, International Paralympic Committee, to participate, and that's what you're seeing here.
And by the way, the officials I'm never sure to say tonight or today's game, because we were just talking off the air how it feels like it's just one big. We don't know what time of day.
It's not nighttime yet.
We got here early this morning and we'll be here till late tonight. But again, the referee is Derek Berkabil. He's from the U.S. The linesmen are Tomasz Heltman from Poland and Leon Wesley from the Czech Republic. And the Czech Republic is another story of these games. They'll play their first match later on today, and that will be a dandy against Japan. Maybe some tickets left for that, maybe not. It's a near-capacity crowd here, and we're underway. Second period action. Sweden wins the face-off and shoots the puck into the Norwegian zone.
Going to be a very interesting period to see how Norway plays it here. Are they going to panic? Are they going to really try to press to get that goal back? Or they're just going to wait and play their patient game?
Jens Kask, the Swedish captain, wearing number 13. Maybe the best player in that first period. And again, he's all around the puck.
Even in the defensive position, he's around the puck. He's a very smart player.
We're in the first minute of the second period. Sweden took the lead on a late goal. Here's a chance, though, for Pettersson. He throws it out front, and a fanned opportunity. Another chance for Pettersson. He scores! It looked like it went underneath the crossbar, but the referee said no goal. We're going to have to look upstairs.
That looked like a crossbar and a post, and it came right back out, hitting Nilsson in the back. And that's how he knew it was there, because he felt to come back out and hit him.
Well, Rick, we had the same situation in the first game when Canada scored. I thought this went in the net. We're getting a look at the replay. Over top of the goaltender, hits the crossbar.
And
the referee
post.
made the right call, and so did you. It did not go in the net.
No. A great opportunity. Tough break for Norway. That would have brought him right back in. But that play all started by the goal scorer today, Marcus Holm, gave the puck away in their own zone. It's amazing how many scoring chances come from giveaways in the defensive zone.
That did not take long at all to look at the replay, and they quickly saw Derek Berkebile, the USA referee, saw just what we saw. It did not go in the net.
Tough break for Norway, but believe me, they're going to have others.
And they've come out strong to start the second period. Again, if you want to text us any questions, you can do so at 604-404-PUCK. And Louis-Simon Lapointe will be our link to you. He's got the phone ready, and the linesman has dropped the puck. Rovelstad with a shot. That's caught by Nilsson. He'll hold on, drawing yet another face-off to his left.
Peterson beating Kask on the face-off there. Back to Rovelstad. That's the guy they want to get it to. As I told you, he's got that blast. He can fire it even from the blue line.
Tommy Rovelstad, who wears number 4 for Norway, comes in at over 250 pounds, and he seems to put it all into the shot.
Well, Kask won that one.
And that allows Sweden to send it to center, where Marcus Holm will chase Rovelstad. But the Norwegian captain very calmly leaves it there for Royne. Misses everyone, though, with the pass, and this will be an icing call against Norway. We're just a minute 14 into the second period. It's a 1-0 game for Sweden.
What surprised me a little about Norway is that they're a very good cycling team, and they're a very good pick team. They'll get in your way, borderline interference, but in sledge hockey you can use it to your advantage. But we haven't seen a lot of them doing that right so far this game, and I'll be very surprised if you don't see them pick it up.
And the face-off is coming up in the Norwegian zone. Jens Kask against Svi. Has Kask left the ice yet? Number 13 for Sweden. I don't think he's left the ice yet here in the second period.
But I'm not really sure he's broke a sweat either.
Well, he makes a smart play now to just steer the puck into the corner. And we've got a penalty coming. And I think it's against Sweden. It's a teeing penalty.
It was hard to tell. It's down in the corner.
We're still waiting for the call,
yep.
And it is a Sweden penalty.
Rob, Rick, I'm still receiving questions on the cell phone. 604-404-PUCK. Je reçois toujours des questions via le téléphone 604-404-PUCK. And this question is pretty interesting, actually. How do the athletes get in and out of the dressing room? I like this one.
Rick, you start with that one.
Well, we were downstairs a couple of days ago, and they have the ice right inside the bench area, which is great, and then they have what they call the plastic ice, white plastic, that goes all the way out through the hallway to the hallway in front of the dressing room, and there they transfer themselves from their sleds into their wheelchairs, or they get out of their sleds and they walk to their dressing room, and each one of the teams have their own dressing room downstairs.
An excellent question. Norway is on the power play, trailing by a goal. The puck shot in by Thomas Jakobsen.
See, what I don't see is the forechecking. There's nobody forechecking hard for Norway, which surprises me.
Kask again getting the puck and again shooting it down the ice for Sweden.
Not aggressive at all.
Rolf Einar Pettersson will go back in his own end to get it for Norway. He'll leave it there. And the pass from Hagen.
Thomas Jakobsen may be his first shift of the game. Maybe he's a designated hanger up at the blue line on power plays.
Pettersson for Eskil Hagen with a shot. It was tipped in front. It's loose. Bjornstad takes a whack at it.
It's still loose.
In the crease, and guess who gets it out? Again, it's Jens Kask who does a great job just calmly getting a hold of the puck and shooting it down the ice.
Power play, penalty killing, 5-on-5.
Eskil Hagen, longtime veteran for Norway, ahead for Pettersson, trying to find a hole and a crack in the Swedish armor. He might have. Pedersen shoots, and that hit the outside of the goal post. Again, Pedersen very calmly for Hagen, for Rovostad. That was blocked. Kosk again. Will he clear it? He'll get some help from home, and the puck is there, and Kosk to the line, but not out this time. Sweden, though, has killed off the penalty, but they can't clear the zone. Pedersen with one stick for Rovostad. In behind the net for Jakobsen, and he's taken heavily against the boards by Ingvarsson. Sweden can't get it out. Pedersen now will collect his second stick. He needs that to get around. Kosk making the hit to contain Rovostad in the corner. They scramble for it, and Sweden will make sure it gets out of the zone. As we're past the 4-minute mark of the second period, they wave off the icing.
The referees will seldom blow the whistle when the puck's lost under a player. They want the players to move it and keep the game going.
Anderson, the track star, gets it to Kosk, and for Kasperi. Trying to work it back in for Kosk. Now Pedersen trying to clear it. He is hit. Second effort by Pedersen will get it to center. And maybe now a chance. Rovostad is lurking. He's got it, and it slides off his stick into the corner on the setup from Bjornstad. Back into the middle again it comes. Norway always looking for that prime opportunity. Not a lot of shots. Now Kosk again will grab the puck. Skates it to center and then passes ahead for Anderson. Aaron Anderson. And his shot just bounces towards the net where Rovostad steers it out of harm's way. Kept in by Ingvarsson. Now Holm, the only goal scorer in this game with the left-handed shot, doesn't get to the net.
Sweden with 3 people caught.
And Norway with 4 skaters to center, led by Pedersen. And he gets one off the side of the net. Now Hagen, he's got a chance in front, but he can't pull the trigger, and Kosk will glove the puck ahead. Some good comedy here. You're laughing, Rick.
He'll do anything. He's doing everything, Kosk.
Jans Kosk. We are just enjoying his efforts in this game. Number 13 for Sweden.
He's like a shark out there. He just circles and circles, and he's always around his prey.
You know, he seems to read the game well. Here's Royn with a shot that goes off the side of the net and has the crowd oohing. And the pass intended for Verns doesn't work, and Norway has to chase all the way back in its own zone. Stigtor Sve. And he makes a nice feed to get it to Royn for Eskil Hagen. But again, a giveaway in between the blue lines by Norway.
The problem here for Sweden is they don't have a shot on net yet this period. And if this keeps up the rest of the game, it could come back to haunt them.
And this might be dangerous, but Sweden able to clear it out of that dangerous area in front of the net. And Sve for Royn, but again, a giveaway. And again, Rick, in between the blue lines. Eskil Hagen for Norway as the crowd does the wave. And the Swedes continue to lead 1-0. We're almost halfway through the second period.
Kosk is going off.
Well, they'll probably scoot him right to the other side of the bench.
We'll see how long he stays off.
Sweden's Marcus Holm heads back in his own zone to collect the puck, and he'll look up ice and almost gives it away. Second effort. He will keep it alive, or at least maintain possession momentarily for Norway. Now a chance for Verns. And now Holm will try to clear it. He couldn't do it last time, and he's still in trouble in his own end as Norway forechecks. Marcus Holm, who has the only goal in this game, but has committed yet a second giveaway in his own end.
Well, you know, he's listed as a forward, and they got him playing defense out here, so he might just be a little out of his comfort zone.
Engmark trying to clear it for Sweden. He loses his stick. Here's a chance for Hagen, and he tries to bounce it in. It's loose in the crease, and it's covered up by Nilsson. Desperate moments for Sweden as they came close to giving up a goal.
Well, they keep giving the puck away. They're going to be in trouble.
More questions from our listeners on the 604-404 puck. Plus de questions à nouveau de la part des gens qui nous syntonisent via Puck Radio. Guys, this one is for you also. What penalties are different in sledge hockey compared to stand-up hockey? I also received another question, which was, what is teeing?
Well,
so
and that's part of the answer. They've almost answered their own. So teeing, if you can imagine a T-bone. So the one sled rams into the other one, that's an illegal play in sledge hockey. And Rick, there's one other call. You mentioned it earlier, and it slipped my mind. What's the other penalty that's different in sledge hockey?
It's picking.
Okay.
Interference is one of them. It's a very fine penalty. And also the butt ending of the stick, because there's razor sharp picks on the end of the sticks to propel the players, and if they do this, jab each other with it, then they get a penalty. I'm not sure if they draw blood if they get a matching penalty. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, you're not allowed to butt end in any form of hockey, but this kind of hockey, it's much
like
more
a knife.
dangerous.
I just want to say thanks to the people writing to us and say hello to Sally too.
And here's a chance for Aaron Anderson. Rovelstad trying to catch him. Anderson and a penalty. And will it be a goal? It slides to the line.
Maybe a penalty shot.
And let's watch the referee as the whistle goes. And it's a penalty shot. It is a penalty shot.
He was thinking about it.
Wait a minute. He didn't. No, it's not. It's an interference penalty. My mistake. It is I was thinking he had his hands above his head, which would be the sign of a penalty shot, but he had his hands down low. So they're calling it interference, which
could easily have been a penalty shot call.
It's really a holding.
It almost went in.
It's really a holding call, is what it should have been, but it was just so close. And Morten Vierns does a great job to keep it out of the net.
A big save right there for Norway. But a beautiful pass right up the middle. I like Sweden's game. They're not just sitting back and playing kitty bar the door, protecting this 1-0 lead.
The Norwegian coach is not at all happy. He is trying to inspire his team to a better effort.
Oh yeah, he can't be happy at all.
Morten Haglund, the Norwegian coach. His team is down 1-0 against Sweden. Kask for Anderson with a left-handed shot just wide, and then covered up by the Norwegian goaltender Roger Johansen.
It's a huge power play for Sweden without a shot this period. Well, that's probably the first one right there. But, you know, a 2-0 lead, as you know, there's not a lot of goals scored in sledge hockey. You get a 2-0 lead halfway through the game. This is going to be very hard for Norway to come back should Sweden be able to do it.
Especially because Sweden seems to have found a way to defend against Norway. Anderson with a long, high shot, too high, over top of the net, but again, it's Kask. In for Anderson, and his shot was blocked. And again, guess who has the puck? Jens Kask makes a smart turn into the middle. Ingvarsson couldn't shoot. Anderson might. He'll send it into the corner, and Hagen goes back for it.
Sweden very patient, making plays, not giving the puck up.
Norway able to get it down the ice. We've got a race. Bjakke for Norway, but he is beaten to the puck by Niklas Ingvarsson. Up ahead, and Kask after it. Will he get to it in time? Kask does get a shot. It goes wide. He didn't get much on it. Sweden trying to keep it in. Anderson has it in his skate blades, and now it is sent down the ice by Sve.
About 30 seconds.
Just over 30 left in the Swedish penalty, or at least Swedish power play. Kashberry, the 16-year-old, trying to set it up for Kask. It's too far for him. Eskil Hagen now for Norway will just shoot it down the ice. Ingvarsson. Remember, Sweden came into this game ranked 7th in the world, and Norway 2nd in the world. And right now it's a 1-0 Sweden lead, and Norway has just killed off the penalty.
Wow, that's a big kill for Norway. Sweden looked like they were going to do something with that power play.
And the way it started, they almost did something before the power play. Rovelstad now collects the puck, and his long shot is over top of the net, and Ulf Nilsson very calmly just let it go. He knew it was going above. Here's a chance, Rovelstad, and his shot was wide. The chance at the side of the net by Johansen, but he couldn't connect, and Sweden gets it to center, and here's a race that might see an opportunity. Lundgren spins with it, and he couldn't pass it out front for Holm, but now Holm is after it. He's got Kosk lurking out front, but he can't get him a pass. And Rovelstad will get it. He can't clear it, though. Holm and Hagen battled for it. It's in behind the Norwegian net. The goaltender out of his net to try to help out. Ingvarsson keeping it in for Sweden. Just over 3 minutes remain in the second period. The only goal came in the final minute of period number 1. Sweden still leads 1-0.
Well, the thing is, Sweden's spending a lot of time in the Norway zone. Therefore, Norway's not going to have a chance to score.
Ingvarsson, but he puts it right on the stick, and that was an offside as Tommy Rovelstad tried to keep it in at the blue line. Boy, that was close.
You know, the puck just doesn't seem to be bouncing Norway's way. You see shots around the net where they just have an opportunity to pick up a rebound or a puck off the boards and it's bouncing. And sometimes it bounces your way and ends up on your stick, and sometimes it just bounces over your stick. That's happened to them a few times tonight, this afternoon.
Johansen was the one who had the chance on the missed shot from the point, but he just couldn't connect.
And Rovelstad usually doesn't fan from the slot area.
Well, we saw a little bit of a shaky start by Team Canada earlier today against Italy. This is more than a shaky start by Norway. And Sweden has done an excellent job, and they're in the lead with 2:48 remaining in the second.
They're feeling very confident right now. They're not sitting back. They're not just trying to protect the lead. They know they need to get another goal.
Man taking the face-off now for Sweden, number 18, Vejo Engmark, was actually born in New Delhi, India. He lives in Malmo, Sweden, and he'll have a birthday coming up, isn't he?
38 years old.
38 years old, later in the tournament. Ingvarsson for Sweden makes a nice play to hide the puck and then shoots it into the Norwegian zone. Morten Vierns in behind his own net for Rovelstad. We're down to 2:20 to play in period number 2. Johansen can't handle the pass at center, but gets some help from Vierns, and he'll dump it in. Lundgren back for it for the Swedes. Sweden, of course, a country rich in hockey history. So many players in the National Hockey League, and they're inventors, really, of the sport of ice sledge hockey. And they're trying to get themselves back into a medal contention, and they've done a great job here in the less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. Sweden sends it down the ice. This will be an icing, but I don't think they'll mind that, Rick.
No, not at all. Slow the game down. Don't give Norway any momentum.
And guess who's coming back on the ice for Sweden?
Absolutely, especially with the last minute and a half to go in the period. But you mentioned about Sweden, they can't be happy with as good as they've been in their history with all the medals to have dropped down to the B pool in the World Championships last year. It looks like they said to themselves, hey, now we got a chance. We dropped down. We made the qualifying round. We got a shot at the Paralympics. Let's play our best. And they're coming out loaded for bear, really.
And Rick, if you look down their roster, they've kind of reloaded with some younger players, a couple of 24-year-olds, a 22-year-old,
Right.
Lundgren, the number 11, is an 18-year-old. We talked about their youngest player, Kashberi, who's only 16, and so it's not just their veterans anymore.
That's what was hurting them. They weren't getting those young players coming up. Same with Norway, but both teams have some good young ones.
Bjornstad now for Norway, and that pass was smartly intercepted by Holm, and it goes down the ice. All the way down the ice, right on net. Johansen with a long pass ahead for Bjornstad. Taken away from him. Rovolstad will follow up. He finds Pettersson with a pass. He's looking for a late opportunity. Pettersson intercepted by Holm. Again, good defensive positioning by Sweden. We're down to the final minute. Here's a chance in front for Johansen, and that was blocked. Hagen couldn't get one through to the net. And Marcus Holm will have a chance to clear it, but he puts it right on the stick of Pettersson. Not a good idea. Pettersson shoots it, and that went off the side of the net.
That's the second or third time Holm's done that. He'd be better off just to eat that puck.
Which is difficult to do if you've got a mask on, Rick, but anyway.
Good point.
There's a shot.
Good point.
Stopped and held by Swedish goaltender Ulf Nilsson.
Well, he just can't, and as I said, he's listed as a forward, and I know he played forward. They have him back on the point, but he's trying to feed the puck up the boards to when there's nobody there. The Norway defensemen are keeping it in, and they're making plays, and if he continues to do it, I'm afraid it's going to cost him.
Face-off coming in the Swedish zone. 24.5 seconds remain in the second period. It is still a 1-0 Swedish lead.
I want to invite everyone to stay tuned during the intermission. And we will talk about what's happening also in Whistler. Lots of medals today there in biathlon and in alpine skiing.
Quick shot off the face-off by Rovolstad, just missed. The dying seconds now of the second period. Rovolstad looking for another chance. Koss couldn't clear it. Rovolstad shoots it. Bouncing puck goes just wide. 4 seconds remain. Sweden trying to clear it. Hagen with a chance, and he can't shoot in time. And the 1-0 lead by Sweden still standing up. Norway out shooting Sweden 7-1 in the period, but the lead still 1-0 for Sweden.
Well, Norway is getting some shots, but it's the ones that they're not getting. Sweden is blocking a lot of shots. Norway is missing the net slightly. They're not being able to get any rebounds. And it just doesn't, to me, I don't know about to you, look like the regular Norway team that we've seen many times playing these competitions. And we've been here for a couple of days, and we caught a couple of practices, and we noticed that Norway only had about 8 or 9 guys on the ice at practice, not their whole squad. So I don't know if some of those guys are hurting, or maybe, they took it a little too easy and they're just not sharp in the first game.
Louis-Simon Lapointe, that's why we have Rick Middleton as part of our crew, the former gold medal winning coach for Team USA at the Paralympic Games in Salt Lake City, because of astute observations like that. And we did sit here and watch and wondered why there were only 7 or 8 Norwegians on the ice, and now maybe that is our answer.
It's going to be interesting, actually, to see what will be the comments after this game. The game is not over, of course, but I'm looking forward, actually, to hear about the Norwegians coaches and players, actually, after the game. So it will be interesting. Guys, I talk to you in a minute. We'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you. Have a good sip of water. I'll do the same too, for sure, in a few minutes. But first of all, I think we have to come back on the first game that have been played today here at the UBC Thunderbird Arena. A few games also here today. Lots of action here for those Paralympic Games of Vancouver 2010. We're going to have a look at this all together at this moment. For the first game today was presented at 10 a.m. here at UBC Thunderbird Arena. Canada was playing his first game against Italy, and Canada won the first game 4-0. At the moment, it's the second intermission between this game between Sweden and Norway. And after the first 30 minutes of that game, Sweden is leading 1-0. 7-1 the shots in this second period for Norway, which make 14 shots for Norway and only 4 shots for Sweden. But on the good board, they are still in the lead, 14-4. still waiting, still in the lead also for 1-2-0 on the points, on the goals. The third game of the tournament will be played a little bit later today at 5 p.m. In the Group A, game number 3, USA will be facing Korea. And he's still here at Thunderbird Arena at 8:30 tonight. Japan will be facing Czech Republic. We will also be there tomorrow, March 14. We invite you to be with us here on the Puck Radio. We will be broadcasting all the games here at the UBC Thunderbird Arena for this Paralympic tournament here in Vancouver 2010. And tomorrow, the first game that we will be presenting will be this Group B game between Norway and Italy. The second game of the day tomorrow at 1:30, Canada will be back on the ice. And they will face Sweden. At 5 p.m. tomorrow, USA will be playing against Czech Republic. And a little bit later tomorrow, also on Sunday at 8:30, Japan will be facing Korea. For the schedule here at UBC Thunderbird Arena, it's going to be off for the games on Monday, and there will be also 4 games presenting here actually on Tuesday. So it will be the games 9 to 12. Canada will be playing at 8:30, and they will face Norway. This matchup will be very interesting. Norway, which was ranked second before